Shalom. Welcome. How you guys doing? We're finally back in Judges. It's been a while with all the holidays and stuff and the Song of Moses and all the stuff we've had going on. So, very glad to have you all back as we continue with our Hebrew Listen and Learn Shofatim Judges with directed immersion. May Adonai bless your learning. May he fill your mind with joy and your heart with praise. May you suck up all the details of Lashon HaKodesh, the Holy Tongue. And may he continue to bring it to mind throughout your day in a blessed and enjoyable way. May your learning be fun and become the highlight of your day, and may you share it with others. All right. So let's get started. Here we are. We are in Judges. Dun, 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 dun. Chapter 5, verse 12. And I will scan the verse and then we'll work through it, okay? Uri, rather, uri. Notice it's not e, it's not a suffix me, it's a command form speaking to a woman. Uri-Devora. Uri. Uri. Daber-i. Shir. Kum barak. Ushave. Shevyecha. Shevyecha. Ben Avinoam. All right, now we'll go a word at a time. Ayin shoulda kreishod. Uri. Uri. So this word is to stir up, to wake up, be active. So this is an imperative, and the verb means like to be awake, to stir, be attentive, right? So you might remember this from the if you sing Yedid Nefesh on for Kabbalat Shabbat before Shabbat comes, you might be familiar with this form Uri Uri Shir Daberi, right? So it's a little bit similar here. We have the Uri and we have the Daberi, right? The Daberi is because it's got a nachta there. So Uri, the yod ending, this is the feminine command form. Okay, so don't confuse it with the e, meaning my, right, or to me. This is an imperative, and we don't see feminine imperatives that often in the Bible. Usually it's masculine imperative, so you might not be used to this, but that's what it is. That's what's going on. So it's speaking to one woman. That's that form there. So wake up. Wake up. D'vorah. Wake up. Wake up. Daber. So here we have Dalet Beit Reish, and it's a PL form. You can tell because there's a strong dagesh in the bait. So that means like speak, speak. It can have other meanings too, like command or even to make a promise. We have a Jewish Aramaic D'vorah, which is the word, right? It's synonym with memro, for those of you who are familiar with that. The logos, halogos. So daber-i, that's a command form again, and it's saying speak, probably meaning sing, right, in context, because the next word is a shir, shin yod resh. Speak a shir. Kum, uf, shur, mem. So we know kum. Kum is stand up, get up. But this is a masculine imperative form. So we're not speaking to D'vorah now. We're speaking to the next one. Who's the next one? Get up, like arise. Arise is probably better. Although that could be ale, but kum. Get up. O, barak, beit, resh, kof. And of course, we have in midrash the idea that D'vorah and Balak were actually married, right? So, thank you to Brenda for bringing this up a while back. Shave. That's and. Shave. Sheen, beit, hey is take captive, like capture prisoners. Shave, take captive. Shevyecha. So, Shavayim, this would be captives. We drop the mem. Shev, y. This is captives of. Cha, of you. Take your captives. Ben, Avinoam. And again, it feels like vocative to me. Oh, the son of Avinoam. And I've written here on the notes, if you're watching, you don't have to, it's listen and learn. You can just listen. But if you're watching, the last word is definite. Avinoam is a name. So we're going to put the on the word in front of it in the construct on ben. And you can also tell ben is the construct form. So when you learn the word for son, Bain, it's with a tzere, just two dots. Tzere, Bain. That means son. But when it changes to a shorter vowel, the three dots, the segol, ben. Hear the difference? Bain, ben. So ben is son of. Bain is a son. Ben is son of. So because that last word is definite, we're going to take the word the and put it in front of it. So the Ben, the son of Avinoam. How'd you do? I'm going to take a drink. Do you have any comments or questions? I'm here with you in the premiere. I'll check the chat. So let's see. I am drinking. Let me remember what I put in there. So it's water, strawberries, spirulina, walnuts. We had these walnuts I wasn't supposed to touch much of on Pesach, but now Pesach's over. I'm all over that. And I put a little bit of sugar-free whipping cream in there and ice and blended that all up. Oh, and mango, baby. There's a mango in there. It's very nice, very nice. I know Brenda likes to know what I'm drinking, or at least she pretends to be interested in it. All right, I will read. You try to translate before I do. Ori, ori, wake up, get up. D'vorah, oh D'vorah, Deborah. Ori, get up, get up. Daberi, sing a shir, sing a song. Literally speak a song, but clearly sing it. There might be, maybe you guys can make suggestions for a nice poetic English equivalent that might use a word having to do with speaking or eloquating or something, but it's actually going to be sung. Kum, kuf, shurik, mem. The shurik is the vav with the dot in the middle. That makes a oo sound. Kum. It's called shurik. Kum. Get up. Barak. That's a name. Shave. And shave. And take captive. Shev yecha. The captives of cha. Your captives. Ben. Oh, the son of Avinoam. Although I guess we could actually even drop the, right? With the vocative in English, you don't need the. Oh, son of Avinoam. And let me see if I'm in the way. No, maybe it's fine. Any comments or questions? All right, let's go to the next one. Verse 13. Do a time check here. Okay. Judges 5:13. I will scan it first. Az yirad sarid le'adirim ra'am. Adonai yirad li bagiborim. Az, Aleph Zion. This is then. Yirad, Yod Resh Dalet. Yarad is to descend, to go down. So this is kind of contrary to the kum, barak, get up, barak. And now we have az, then Yirad. This is an imperative form in the masculine singular, right? So it's talking to a masculine, like a man or such. Yirad, go down. And I'm going to keep reading with the vocative-oh, sarid, sin, resh yod dalet. This is a survivor. I'm a survivor. For Harrison, entre en nene. Der entre en nene. Sarid, like an escapee. Yarad sarid, go down, oh escapee. Oh survivor. Le adirim. Le, the lamed is to adirim, magnificent ones, like the important ones. This is like the nobles, right? The nobles. Adir, you might know this. There's a song that's pretty common, at least among Ashkenazi Jews. Adirhu, Adirhu. See if you can fill in the rest. So the Adir is like majestic is who is he. Majestic is he who. So le adirim, to the majestic ones, right? You see, they're like the noblemen. Right? Although it could also be understood as like the magnificently skilled heroes of war. Ram, people. And we have an etnachta, so it's kind of strange. To the majestic ones, Ram. So maybe it's another vocative. Oh, people. Right? Oh, people. Now, regarding the Am here, Michael Fishbane in the Jewish Publication Society commentary on Judges writes, the Lord's people, reading Am with patach, right? Because usually we'd have a patach there. Adonai, as in many Hebrew manuscripts, that's what's coming up, the next word, Adonai, there. Alternatively, the Old Jewish Publication Society follows the Masoretic punctuation, reading Ram with comets as the end of the first phrase. Then made he a remnant to have dominion over the nobles and the people. The Lord made me have dominion over the mighty. So I can see how they could get that, but it's attaching it back to the previous phrase makes it a little bit so it's a little hard to get there. So I'm just going to be hyperliteral with this. So Az, then Yerad, go down, O Sarid, O survivor. So usually we use Nishar for remnant. That's one reason that I'm to make it remnant. It's possible. Sarid could mean that. Right? Remnant is maybe those. Remnant comes from to be left over, right? Those are left over. But Sarid is one who is an escapee, more like this, right? Le adirim, for the nobles. And I'm going to go with O Ram, O people. Adonai, O Hashem, Yerad li. I should have colorized that orange. We can fix that. Let's do that. Maybe not. It's delayed, so it's hard to write neatly. It's delaying today. Good enough. So the lamed is for. Doesn't want to erase either. Erase. For e. For e. Li. For me. So, oh Hashem. Oh Adonai. Oh Lord. Yerad. Li. Come down for me. Like the idea is come down from your heavenly abode and fight for me. Ba Giborim. Ba Giborim. This is pretty cool. So bait means in or among, with. It could be any of those would work for this translation. Ag, that's the. Remember, it was ha giborim, is the giborim, and the hey disappears when the bait comes in there. So, with or among giborim. Gibor is a warrior, like a mighty fighter, right? He's a gibor. He's a mighty man. So, ba giborim, with the mighty ones, with the warriors. Oh Hashem, oh Adonai, Yerad li, come down for me. Ba giborim, with the mighty warriors. It could also be against. Beit can mean in, with, from, against. Context. That's what I need to do a time check. Let's see. Okay. No. All right, let's keep going. Verse 14a, because 14 is pretty big. Mini Ephraim Shorsha ba Amalek Acharecha Binyamin ba Amamencha. Right. So mini, what the heck is mini? So this is an archaic form. It's called the N form of min. So it's not. You don't need to look at it as min with a suffix on the end. Look at this as just from. Okay. So from Ephraim. Shorsham. Shorsham. So this is shoresh, which means root. Sheen, resh, sheen. Shorsh the root of them. So their root, Amalek, their root among Amalek. Acharecha, after you. Binyamin, oh Benjamin. Ba'amamecha, among, and this is nice to see. Amamecha. So, I don't know if you remember, a while back I shared that the word Ram, Ayin Mem, means people. And I shared about how in Egyptian there was there's this papyrus fragment that was found, and there's a pharaoh bragging about everything he did, right? Remember? And how he had, beat up Nubia, and he did this, and destroyed the Hittites, and Israel is laid waste, right? And that instead of using the normal sign for a people at the end, he used like two people holding hands, a man and woman holding hands, implying that the children of Israel were so weak they were not yet a nation, right? They were still wandering, perhaps. And I explained this as a mnemonic for you guys to understand when you come across the word Ram, sometimes poetically, it can mean strength. And maybe we'll revisit that up above when we saw Am up there. Maybe there's something about strength. Because of people, it comes from the verb Ramam, Ayin Mem Mem, to be strong, which is not a very common root. And it's kind of amazing to see it here as a substantive. So Ramamim would be like your strong ones, right? Or perhaps your people, an old way of saying your people. So among or with, Ramamim, peoples, because we're talking tribes here, right? Ephraim, Binyamin, right? So it's kind of like peoples to the ancient Israeli mindset. Drop the mem, Ramameh, peoples of you. Or because it's in parallel with the last verse where we had the Giborim, mighty ones, it might actually be talking about strong ones and such. That's kind of interesting. I want to read again from Fishbane, He says, whose roots are in Amalek. Hebrew Shoshan ba'Amalek. This is a puzzling comment about some citizens of Ephraim. The Septuagint reads valley, Aramaic for Amalek. Moderns have proposed similar emendations. One solution that continued into the Middle Ages was to interpret the passage as referring to heroes who stem from Ephraim and fought against Amalek. For example, Joshua and Shaul. And Fishbane references Exodus 17, verses 8 through 13, and 1 Samuel 15, respectively. He also points out similar conclusions from Targum Yonatan, Rashi, and Kimchi. So, there we go. Oops, and I meant to black that out. Sorry, it's still there. For verse B, so we ended with Ba'amamecha, among your people, among your kin, or your mighty ones, perhaps. Mini machil. That is a proper name. I should have made that gray. I'm just going to circle it with gray, okay? Wow, there's really a delay for some reason when I'm drawing today. So I'm done drawing. Menu already came up. It's still drawing. Woo, it's interesting. Mini, that archaic way for saying min, from machir. From machir. Yared u mechokekim. Umi zevulun moshechim beshevet sofer. Okay, so mini from machir. So yarad again is to descend. Yared u, they went down. They descended. Who went down? Mechokekim. The root here, you probably recognize, well, chakak, but we get chok from this. Chok is like a statute, like a command, and a mechokek is a commander. You see, a commander or ruler. So mechokekim, rulers, commanders went down. Umizevulun. A lot happening here. Let's look at this. So the u, if you're looking, it's in green over there. That's and it's u because the vav is coming before the mem, so it's a bump schwa issue. Bump, the m makes it a u. So and then we have the word min. The noon has assimilated into the zayin. That's why there's a dagesh there. So min zavulun, which is a name, became miz zavulun, and from Zavulun, from Zebulon, if you will. Moshechim. So mashach is to drag. Moshechim, they dragged or dragged. Beshevet, with a scepter or a tribe, can mean either one. Sofer, of a scribe. A sofer is a scribe, one who writes a sefer. Sefer is a scroll, and sofer is a scribe. One, it's an active participle, one who siperes, recounts, relates. Now, this is kind of strange, kind of hard to parse out. I'm going to read to you from a commentary by a Jewish scholar, Jack Sasson. Sasson means delight, like joy. And he writes, the instrument is a shevet, a staff or a rod that in scripture can be used as a symbol of power or rule, a tool in agriculture, a weapon of war, and an implement for school discipline. Only here, alas, is it a tool for a scribe, a sofer. Then again, through metonymy, shevet likely stands for tribe, abetted by the versions. So he's talking about Ralph's, which is one of the Septuagint versions. Commentators have been resourceful. Some delete the last word, so nothing about scribes. Others remove the last two words, so letting moshekim parallel mechokekim. And so others translate sofer via diverse Akkadian nouns. For example, siparum, bronze, or shaparum, to govern. And that's all we got about that. He's just kind of shotgun showing us there's a lot of stuff out there. So, yeah. I think probably what it is, we had this reference earlier today. I mean, earlier in the verses we are looking at, to this idea of these perhaps there being tribes who usually sent leaders to fight against Amalek, right? So maybe now there might be something about Zevulun. Maybe they were the tacticianers, I'm thinking, right? Maybe they were the Shevet Sofer. The we know that Zevulun was very active in military battle, right? Like they're criticized for throwing their lives away so easily in the Torah, right? So perhaps they were the generals, some of the generals, right? The Shevet Sofer, the ones strategizing, thinking about what to do, or they were in charge of intercommunications or something. Alas, it's a mystery. It's a mystery what's going on with this here. So at least it's a mystery to me. If you happen to know, please leave me a comment down below, or if you're here in the live premiere, let me know in the chat. I'd love to hear your idea. I would like to know what other theories there are about this. All right, you try to get it now. Mini machil. From machil. It can also be an older way of saying, like, men of machil. Yared u mechokakim. Yaredu. They went down or descended. Mochakim. Commanders, like war commanders. Umiz Zevulun. And min from Zevulun. Moshechim. Like drawers. Drawers or draggers. Beshavit, with a scepter of sofer, of a scribe, with a scribe scepter, or perhaps it's with a tribe of scribe. All right, let's go through 14 again altogether, and then we'll be done. Actually, let's read them all. 12, I'll just read at kind of a normal speed, and you just do your best, all right? Uri-D'vorah, Uri, daberi shir, kum barak, ushavei shevyecha, ben Avinoam. Verse 13. Az Yarad, Sarid le'adirim am. Adonai, Yerad li, vagiborim. Verse 14. Mini Ephraim, shorsham ba'amalek. Acharecha, Binyamin, ba'amamecha. Mini machir, yaredu, mechokakim. Umizvulun, Moshechim, Beshevet, Sofer. Hope you guys enjoyed. Looking forward to your comments. Let's study this together, and I will see you tomorrow for Exodus. By the way, this week we start the ancient triennial Torah portion again. The cycle starts again. How amazing is this? This is the way I believe that Yeshua and his disciples read it in his 3-year ministry. It's a 3-year Torah reading. And it finished on Pesach, right before he was executed. We just finished on Pesach. So for those of you who are interested in the more ancient reading than the more modern yearly reading, now's the time to jump in with us. Hey, and why not buy my book on Genesis? It's my personal translation. It's got the Hebrew on one side and the English on the other, my English translation. I try to line up the verses for those who are studying Hebrew so you can see the word and look and see how I translate it. I've got a lot of footnotes talking about weird words that aren't so weird. I share some commentary or some knowledge from the Mishnah and the Talmud, and also from Septuagint, and we look at the Aramaic Targums sometimes. Sometimes some Ugaritic knowledge gets in there. Anyway, I hope you'll consider it, or at least do the reading with us. If you want to get that, you can buy my book over there at patreon.com/Hebrew Literacy. Just go to the shop, and that's the one thing in the shop right now. So buy it and read along with us as we go through Genesis. This week is Genesis about chapter 1 and 2, I think. Yeah, so it's going to be fun. Shalom, shalom.